What's up, guys? Justin Garcia here with my boy Little Guy, and we're going to go over a concept that is very important, one of the things that we deal with very intensely in VioPrep 101, and that is the concept of beats. So now, I have three terms that I use, three terms that I start off with when introducing the concept of beats to people, to students, and these terms might be different. We make a mistake to be addicted or obsessed with what the term is. That's cool kid club sort of thinking. You know, he's calling it this, I'm calling it this. If we're gonna argue language, we're really getting off the real conversation, which is effectiveness, power, progress, and success in what it is that we're doing. In this application, violence. So the three terms that I use are based on this premise that there is a cadence, a tempo to an exchange of conflict, right? Beats is what we use. If you could think of a metronome, right? The thing that is going to constantly give you this tempo, that if you think about it, there is a natural tempo that we'll see in violence between two individuals that is very much a component of how long it takes them to process, an action, the reaction time. When we're talking about reactionary gaps, the distances at which we can be effective, depending on the tools that we're using. All these things factor into what you will observe to be a pretty common or a pretty average and normal cadence of a conflict, if that makes sense, right? But getting now to this tempo the way it happens here, and you're gonna put your left hand up for a second, just hand like you're gonna catch a punch, and I'm gonna do the same thing, okay? You're gonna punch this, boom, I'm gonna punch, boom, again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, as an example. So this, in a fighting context, is throwing punches, playing catch with punches, pretty much a sportive application. You've messed up, you've made some mistakes if you get to the point where you're playing catches with punches, where you're what we call marrying beats. But let's get into those terms before I start using them to describe them. All right, so the three main terms we have are stealing beats, jumping beats, and marrying beats. So let's start off with the last one, since I just mentioned it in passing. Marrying beats is when I throw a beat at the tail end of a beat. Now, we want to be aggressive and offensive. Usually when we're applying that concept, the concept of marrying beats. So I don't want the application of marrying beats in a fight for me to be, he throws a punch, boom, and then I throw a punch. I don't want to marry beats that way. I want to marry beats this way, boom, 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 right? Putting one strike after another strike. Every beat is my beat. It's always my turn, right? And so marrying beats is allowing there to be another beat being applied at the tail end of one. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't want it to be like this. He throws 1, 2, 3, 4. I want it to be 1, 2, 3, 4, right? These, the concept of marrying beats could also be 1 on 1, I am now applying a draw. 2 is a cut. 3 is moving off and just continuing whatever offensive move I want to do, right? There are things that I can do on a beat. I can do multiple things on a beat. And that segues, I guess, into the other two concepts. So we have marrying a beat where we're filling one beat, filling the next beat, filling the next beat. We have probably one of the most powerful applications of looking to control beats, which is stealing a beat. So I use the phrase stealing a beat because it's your beat is my beat. I'm making your beat my beat. That's why I call it stealing a beat. Now, stealing a beat could be he throws that overhand, boom, and I'm looking to deflect and strike, add my own strike on the same beat, right? So if it's 1, 2, 3, the 1 was initiated by him, right? 1, 2, 3. Maybe those are 3 beats. The first one was his beat, I stole it, second and third were mine. Stole the first beat, married the second and third to it, if that makes sense, right? So The last concept is jumping a beat. So you'll hear people refer to this as the half beat, countering on a half beat, and it's not having the same beat that I'm looking to apply or execute my move as stealing a beat would resemble. It's really jumping the cadence. So if we were going 1, 2, 3, 4, it would be half beats, it would be, right? So he throws a jab now, easiest way to illustrate it, a lot of different applications. Instead of he throws a jab, 1, and then I throw one back, which would be marrying a beat, instead of stealing his beat where he throws it and I look to hit something on the same beat, we're going to jump his beat 1, 1.5. Right, so again, 1, 1.5. Marrying a beat would be 1, 2. Stealing a beat, 1. Jumping a beat, 1, 1.5. So the applications of this are numerous. We could apply it to just fighting with your bare knuckles. We could apply it to fighting with tools, weapons, foam swords, pistols, tanks, armies. Like when you understand what reactionary gap is, when you understand what the organic, natural cadence of conflict is, depending on what the format is being applied, we can apply this different ways. We understand what it is. We understand how to set it up. We understand how to hide and mask it eventually. And those are concepts that you eventually start developing once you get comfortable with what these beat manipulations happen to be. All right, guys, Justin Garcia, VioPrep 101. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.